everyone. Welcome to Black Link Magazine. I am the CEO, founder, chief editor of Black Link Magazine, and I'm so excited to be here. We have Vinx with us, y'all. I'm gonna call this an exclusive interview because we're gonna get some gems dropped. We're gonna get some information, especially for those that are trying to come into the business and just kind of get some information. So, Vinx, welcome to Black Link Magazine.
Welcome. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the Midwest folks. I love it.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. So you're more than welcome anytime. So
Big pleasure.
Yeah, Vinx, what I'd like for you to do now, if you could go ahead and tell the world who you are and what you do, we would appreciate that.
Oh, wow. Who am I and what I do? Yeah. I am 63 years old and I've been doing it for a long time. And the good parts about that is on the way you meet some amazing people and you're inspired by all the people before you, and they teach you to inspire the next group. And so I started out as an athlete. I went to Kansas State University, and I was one of the great triple jumpers of our time back then. Back then we called the Big Eight, and so I went seeking my quest for a gold medal in the Olympics. And it was a disappointing situation because we boycotted 1980, the year I had the second best indoor jump. And it was like, wake up, you can't go, sorry for all that wasting your time for 20 years, So it was a difficult time. And so I went to Los Angeles for the 84 Olympics, but I got injured at the trials. So I didn't go. And I said, well, if you want to quit, this is a really good time to quit, So I just stayed in Los Angeles and continued my music pursuits. But the greatest thing that ever happened to me musically was 1978, when I went to the Montreal Jazz Festival with my college group, and we were playing in a cafe out front because we couldn't afford to get in, right?
Right.
We were just doing what we could. And so Claude Nobbs, who was the director and founder of Montreux in Switzerland Jazz Festival, he came up, and it was him and this blues artist named Taj Mahal, right?
Uh-huh.
So I didn't know, I thought Taj Mahal was a building in India, because I'm from Kansas. So like, I don't know what the hell are you talking about? So he says, yeah, come on, be on my show tonight. I was like, okay, I ain't got nothing else to do. And the rest of the band said, can we get tickets to get in? That's all they really wanted. So I went, and he said, let's go now. I said, all right. We went to sound check, and I did what I thought anybody would do. I said, excuse me, Mr. Mahal, what do you want me to play? Because I was a percussionist, and I thought that was a sensible thing to ask. And he says, what are you talking about? I want you to play what you want. I got you here because I like what you play. So if you play what you want to play, I get what I want. I'm like, wow, I can play anything? He says, as long as it don't suck, you can play it, So this is the first guy who tells me, I give you permission to be yourself, do what you do. And if it's who you are and what I know you to be, as a chef, I get what I want because he knows his ingredients.
Right.
So he wanted me to be who I was because that would meet his expectations of my potential and what I could bring to the party.
Right.
And so it was a great moment for me, and it changed my whole vision of the industry in that sense.
Right.
That taught me that no matter what I do, as long as I am true to the spice that I am, the color that I am, or the style or emotion that I am, the truth that I am, then I win. And that's like being a gourmet artist as opposed to a fast food chain chef. It's like,
right.
you gotta do what you're gonna do and realize that everybody's not supposed to like you, or you're gonna just try to do what you think people want to hear, and you tell them whatever is gonna work to get your numbers up, but the connection is not there all the time.
Right.
So early in my career, I learned that, and then I had great success in Los Angeles. But the first song that I ever not sold, but somebody ever covered was a song called Touch My Heart, which I wrote about a relationship that, didn't end well, it's one of those kind of things that I don't remember if I left her or if she left me, but all I said was get out, and she was already packed. So I'm pretty sure I don't know who I don't know who
It's
gets
mutual.
yeah, right. So, but to see Tom Jones singing my song at that time was kind of like, wow, and he doesn't even know her, and he's singing with all this passion and Tom Jones energy. And but for me, it was a personal, like here's my thing, and he took that and taught me that, you know what, you put your emotion out there, and if it's true and real, it inspires other people to remember their situations and their truth story. So he said, go ahead and give who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And if we believe it, we feel it, then we run with it. So that was a great lesson for me as well. And then after that, I got my first, on my first Grammy project in 1986. And that was with uh, Ernie Watts and all the jazz. He's a saxophone player who
Okay.
was on the Johnny Carson show in that band, basically.
Oh, okay.
And so that got me into the world of the studio musicians. Because if you get credits like that, suddenly, oh, we got to call Vinx because he's going to come in and play with the percussion that he wants, and you don't know what he's going to play. So the worst thing you can do is say, call me in the session and say, could you play the triangle on this part? And you're like, I got so many other things I could do that you don't even know about. Maybe you want to see my menu of choices. Then they go, oh yeah, go back, do that one. What was that? So do that thing. And so I was able to bring in myself.
Yes.
That's it. So that was a great experience. And then of course, I got a chance to work with Stevie Wonder, and I was a fitness trainer because I was just post Olympics failure, but I was still a world-class athlete. So I started training movie stars and artists and all that stuff. We started the whole concept of personal trainers.
Right.
I was on the front line of that movement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that
Where
was an
that
interesting
started.
thing. Yeah, when we all shifted from the nightclubs to the gyms.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Reebok showed up, and suddenly there was aerobics or rap aerobics or rock aerobics or anything,
Yeah.
anyway, it was what it was.
Interesting.
But so it was interesting that I got to meet a lot of great artists and worked with them and trained them as well. Some of the movie moguls and things like that, and famous people like George Howard
Oh, wow.
and people like George Slaughter, who did the what is it? Laugh-In was his big TV show back then. Yeah, he's the one that did that in the first Bill Cosby TV shows and.
So you said that you wanted to go to the Olympics, but you got injured. So you just kind of focused on your music. So when was it that you knew like you were musically inclined? At what point in your life was it when you were way
Um,
younger? When did that come about?
well, when I was young, I lived in France because my dad was in the Air Force. So we
Mm-hmm.
started in Châteauroux, with my
Mm-hmm.
little bow tie and looking all like whatever. So my father was a great crooner, a singer of love songs, that smooth,
Yeah.
buttery, sweet and unsalted voice. That's just like, yeah, baby. It's just he would sing his beautiful song, and everybody would go, just be quiet to listen. So I grew up with this amazing voice, and not only his voice, but my mother was from Inkster, Michigan, which is where everybody went up south to work for Ford in
Yes.
Detroit, right?
Yes.
So my auntie, who used to babysit for us and sing all the time, she was one of the original members of the Marvelettes
The Marvelettes.
back then.
That's my name is Marva. That's where my family, my dad got my name.
There you go.
Yeah.
We might be relatives.
Might be my cousin Vinx.
I don't know. But so that was a great experience. But then I'm surrounded by all these great musicians and singers. So there was no getting away with not giving your real thing, growing up, the church relationship with your soul connected to singing to a purpose or whatever. So that helps a lot. And for me, it was interesting thing. So we played games at the table where you got to sing a song, but if you sound like somebody else and they could name who you sounded like, you get kicked out.
Oh, fun.
So it was sacrilege to sound like somebody. I'd sing the song of no, that's Stevie Wonder and Joni Mitchell. Like, what? What are you talking about? Okay, you sing another song. No, that's Nancy Wilson, and you're out because you're singing Donny Hathaway.
Yeah,
And they would go like, yeah, that's who. And you're like, how did they know that? So they could pick your influence. So we had to learn how to cover and change who they thought we were. Don't sing that they so and so does that. We know you. So even to this day, when somebody says to me, you sound like kind of like Al Jarreau meets Bobby McFerrin, and I take it as an insult. Like, damn, really? Like, yeah, you're like a Will Downing. Like, what are you talking about? I write songs that Will Downing sings. They're like, I'm older than him. What are you talking about? So I kind of take offense of. I'm getting better at it, but still, like, when you're a pioneer, I was swinging that machete, cutting my own path a long time ago. And so for somebody to just throw you in the pot, like, oh yeah, you sound like what? Hold on.
Don't do that.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah. Gosh, so interesting. Love it already. Like, I can listen to these stories. I told Uncle Jams and Paul Porter, like, I could talk to y'all all day and just kind of listen to everything you've gone through.
I was doing the Showtime thing with Herbie Hancock, which is a whole nother level of stuff.
It sure is. I know.
So you don't know about that. Then Sting came to a concert when I was opening for the Robin Ford from the Yellow Jackets. And he was looking for a guitarist. So it was raining. He stepped in. He came to the show early and heard me. And after the show, he says, I'd like to hear more. I'm like, well, come next Friday. I'll be here, get your ticket, come on. And he says, no, I want to hear a recording. He says, no, at that time, I'm a beginning Black artist. I ain't got no big record budget at the end, and there was no labels. And he says, well, I'm starting a label and I would like to produce you. And I'm like, well, okay, it's me and drum music and what are you going to, he says, I think I'm the perfect producer for you because nobody's going to bother you if they think I'm in charge. So you can do whatever you want to do. So I have total control of the music. Usually it's like, you need to do this record. It's got to be a record that's going to be on the charts. You got to do this thing. So I was blessed by people saying, you do you, because nobody else can do that. And we can't get that anywhere else on the planet.
Right.
So for me, it was a gift that I urge other artists to please recognize how valuable that is. You have no value unless they can only get it from you.
That's right.
If all you're doing is karaoke, well, we can get that a lot of places.
Right. That's right.
That, we don't need that. So they gave me the whole concept of treating music like what it is. It's just a language. We all got this big vocabulary and able to play notes and do things. And that vocabulary is useless if you don't have a story to tell. If you ain't got nothing to say, it's just a bunch of words.
That's right.
It's a bunch of muscle memories. You practice this solo for so long, and it's got nothing to do with the questions they just asked you or the song that you're playing.
Right.
So you need to treat it like you're fluent in the language of music. So whatever question you ask me, I can, boom, that sounds like this. Right. You say it musically, I can answer with the language that I'm familiar with and fluent in. And sometimes silence is a note, so there's a lot of levels of nuances that they don't teach you in school. You don't learn it that way because they can't grade that stuff. Right. So I went on, and then after I left Los Angeles and went on tour with Sting for 3 years and all this other stuff with Stuart Copeland and a lot of pop people that you might even know, songs working with Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish and Ricky Lee Jones and all that stuff. Just go to the bio. There's all kinds of tons of stuff. Wow. But everything and everybody that I was inspired by passed on some knowledge to me. Right. What I do with it, they didn't know what I was going to do with it, and that's not their responsibility. Right. Betty Carter said, yeah, you can sing a little, Okay, for me, that's a huge compliment. Betty Carter said I can sing. So I take that information and try to pass it on and share it with somebody else who needs it or needs that permission to be themselves, you
Right.
know? And so I went to teach at Berklee College of Music in Boston, which is one of the biggest music schools on
Yes.
the planet. And they
Yes.
asked me, what do you want to teach? So I said, I can teach whatever I want. He said, yes, we need to know how you're going to really inspire the next generation of artists. I said, well, what I really want to do is teach musicians how to be artists, which is a lot like teaching a construction worker how to be an architect. You know, just because you can swing that hammer really good doesn't mean I trust the building that you barely could design.
Right.
You know, so I had to take them and teach them how to find that artist that's within them and how to release the treasures that they've gathered in their own life. And they paid dues for the hard times they had, but they can collect those dues and use them and tell those stories and share that wisdom that their process only tells from their perspective. That's what makes them special. Right. You know, they all got fingerprints and we all are slightly different because the way we tell our stories. We all been kissed for the first time sometimes, but our stories are going to be different.
That's right.
Even if it's the same girl, it's still going to be a different story.
That's right. So brilliant.
So
that's brilliant.
You know, so I taught that at Berklee, how to be that spice, that ingredient, and treat us as a great chef.
Right.
You know, if you know what the spices are and how to combine them to create this beautiful dish from these two spices together, create an exotic taste, and you're a gourmet appreciator of the ingredients and the musicians and all the things around you. And then you can open any cabinet and go, what I got, what am I working with? Okay, let me find the magic and feed these people with what I got. I don't want to go like, if you're an artist and you say to me, I am cayenne pepper, I'm like hot pity, you know, I'm you salsa, you need me, I'm the hot stuff. And you believe them and you put that in your dish and you go, wait a minute, this is cinnamon, you know, and if that's not who you are, the connoisseur suddenly goes, I don't believe them, I can't call them, that's not who they are. You know, I need to know who they are so I can then, as a new artist comes along, like Taj did to me, I want you to be exactly who you are. That's why I got you here. So if you be who you are, I get what I want. And that stuck with me my whole career.
So in your teachings, in your classes, how difficult or not was it for those musicians to grasp a hold of the artistry, right?
It's so difficult.
But how's that transition? I mean, is it difficult or not?
Well, it's difficult because most artists, when they come to school, they're leaving a place where they were the best that they knew about. And suddenly, you know, they leave Arkansas and they get to Berklee College of Music, and where they used to be number 2 in the county, and now they're number 647. You know, so their ego is kind of slapped in the face, and like, okay, now they gotta study harder and be faster and play more licks and stuff that doesn't have anything to do with who they are. Because they're trying to audition. They can't get out of the mindset of I got to audition to be what they want as opposed to be who I am. It's two very different things. You got friends that I can't wait to see what he gonna tell a story that's gonna crack me up. I know it's coming, and you know, and you could have a conversation all night with a bunch of people. And he said, yeah, we talked all night. But he said this one thing. He didn't say nothing all night. And he says this, and it was a summary of our whole night. Yeah, that, yeah. You know, when you get that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and like sometimes you get that from a little kid in kindergarten, comes home and says, I was on the monkey bar. I was swinging and I fell and cut my knee and I was crying. And she came and said the words all wrong and backwards. But the intensity, the information is like, oh, yeah. I feel it, you know. And now I want to ask her to the dance when it's time, because she was there for me when I needed her most. You know, that's the story. I want to hear that song.
Yeah,
you know, as opposed to that teacher with his back to you, spitting out some big words and trying to impress you about his pedigree. And like, I got 18 Grammys and y'all still listen to me what I said. What works for him not going to work for you.
That's right.
Because we all got different skill sets. And if we don't recognize that, and if your teacher doesn't help you enhance what you're good at and tell you to own it and get better at that, as opposed to you're supposed to sound like this. You know that math test we took and we got the right answer because we got our own process of figuring it out. And the teacher goes, no, I don't care about that. I want to see how you got the answer.
How you got to that answer, yeah.
Right. Now, if you didn't get it this way, then you're wrong. As opposed to going, I can't believe your system and the way you can deduct things and come up with the right answer. That's amazing. Yeah. You've just made your own thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We get to the same conclusion, but I'm just doing it this way. Yeah.
Right. Now they don't reward that. They don't know how to grade that.
Yeah.
You know, they put some checks on your plate. Okay, you're supposed to think this way. I'm like, how am I going to be an artist if I got to think that way? When I have a set of different colors and spices in my rack and a different group of experience that I come to my answers because I don't usually do yellow because I had a bad experience with color yellow. Or I don't, you know, we all got reasons why we come to our deductions, our personalities. Like, oh, your name is Julie? Oh, no. I don't date no Julies anymore. I made that mistake many times. And no. You know, we don't know why, but our filter tells us our process. We come up with these other ways of seeing things because I've been down that road before and I've been warned. So let me heed that warning. You know, let me go. So so we got to know who we are. If we don't know how we feel, how are we gonna make somebody else feel something?
That's right. I love it. Oh my gosh.
So it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do.
How do people, because I want to know this, and I know this may be way off, but how do you get the ear for music? Does that make sense? How do I know that, yeah, that's it, or no, that's not it? I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, it's the same. How does an architect know this is a great building? You know, how do you know this food is perfect? Because my grandma would pass down the thing, or like, ooh, I like the way this tastes because I've eaten out a lot. And I know I'll try to capture that beautiful taste I tasted once. I know this music because I hear music all around me all the time. I hear birds singing, they're singing a melody, they're conversing back and forth. If a motorcycle drives by, that's music. So if you're a music person, you hear everything is music. Every experience you ever had a soundtrack to it. I'm so nervous. You know, let me go down on this first date. Oh, I hope it's going to be okay. That had a soundtrack to it. If you think about what that sounded like and what that felt like in your lifetime, like, yeah, okay, they exist. And if you embrace that as the language that it is, it's present for everything you do, everything you see has a soundtrack to it. You know, every taste, every time you got nervous, there's a, I took it. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Keep going. Come on. It's got a rhythm to it. Your heartbeat. You sit on a park bench and you watch somebody walk by and you can go, yeah, oh yeah. I'm like, oh God, to work, get out my way. You know, you can hear it, you can feel it, the rhythm. Everybody has a rhythm that surrounds them. And you can just sing, hum it to yourself. Oh, look how she loves her kid when she's sitting there, you know, at the picnic, and you just hear the lullabies around it. If you hear that way, if you watch a movie, you know, it sounds like it's supposed to be like this. You know, the sunset sounds like this. Oh, okay, I'm connected to that way. Yeah. So everything you've ever heard in your life is in your library of experiences. So now as an artist, you just go and reach out what you think that sounds like. And if, like I tell my students, stop listening to stuff you already like. You already know what that sounds like. Go listen to stuff you don't understand. Put more colors on your palette. So when it's time for you to paint, you got other options. You know, that doesn't mean you got to use you can't use hot pink every time you want to use a painting, but at least you know what it looks like. And when you need it, you know where to get it.
Right.
You know, so
brilliant. You know, oh gosh, I think that's why music is an outlet, because for every emotion that you have, happy, sad, mad, glad,
Right.
you can go to music for an outlet for whatever emotion that is. And that's
True.
why I'm so connected to music, because however I'm feeling, I can get along to myself and just grab something and listen to that. And maybe
Right.
it changes the whole mood, or maybe that makes it better, you know. So I love it. I love it.
That's what makes you fluent in this art form. You can take the same song, and it's not the song, it's what you do with the song. You know, I tell my students, sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I say, yeah, okay. Twinkle, little star, I wonder what you are. Okay, now sing the same song. Sing it like you just put a baby to sleep because you're babysitting. Okay, twinkle, twinkle, little star, I wonder where you are. Oh, up above the stars. You just think it, give it a purpose. And it's the same song. The song don't matter. And you go, oh, I just won $620 million in the lotto. Sing the same song. Oh, twinkle, twinkle. Ha! Come on. You just sing the same song, but it doesn't matter. The song is what you did with the song, right?
Yes.
And they tell you, okay, now you sing that same song because you just went upstairs and your best friend is laying there in your bed with your girlfriend.
Whoa.
Now sing this. You know what I'm saying.
Just puff up, yeah.
Twinkle. Don't, little star, you know. So you take the character of the song and you become the song. You let the music come out of you that dictates that emotion.
Wow.
You know. So the song sometimes is just the bed.
Yeah.
Now you can decorate the bed how you want it, but it's still a bed.
That's right.
And once you can realize that, like, the same song can be sung in so many different ways by another artist that takes that bed and like, I want to decorate it like I'm just don't want to get out of bed. I'm just tired. I'm just give me some extra pillows and whatever. They make that bed look like he ain't leaving for a while. And another one, I've got rose petals because I got to dress it up with some candles and this and that, and put on the high thread count sheets and whatever because I got to press. You know, it's still the same bed, right? Yeah. So if you treat the song for what it is, that's what those standards are. How are you going to sing the same standard again that everybody knows? No, you put you in that. You decorate that represents who you are and how you're feeling. And you make that audience feel like, I've never heard a song like that, but God, you know, I was touched, I was connected to. Yeah. Because you're fluent in the language.
Yeah. That's when they tell you, take this song, but make it your own. Make it.
But they don't tell you how to do that. They just tell you that, oh, okay, I'm gonna do these runs I'm good at. I'm just gonna do the run. Don't do the tricks. Connect the message, the communication, be fluent in the telling of the emotion of the story, you know?
Wow, Vinx, you just now getting here. You should have been at Black Link magazine. We need you. We need you.
Well, I'm close to you because I got a channel on in Tulsa, Wall Street TV. One of my friends owns the station.
What
so
is
he gave me a whole channel. It's called BW Black Wall Street TV.net.
Yeah.
You know? So on that is a whole nother, I got a Vinx music section where I can bring new people in and introduce people and play documentaries. It's all about that because, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. See, but I figured you know that by now because you need to have your show on that channel.
I need to have my show on that channel.
Exactly. So you know, giving me something to think about because I got a whole category on that channel, and he goes from like Idaho to Montana and down to Wyoming and all the way down the center of the country. You know, his thing is like there's a whole bunch of no blacks in this region, right? Yeah. But he's reaching folks in his own way. So
wow.
I extend that courtesy to you.
Thank you. I had
Because
no
you
clue.
instill well. You instill well. You so close, you don't even know it's sitting there waiting for
I
you.
don't even know. Like I was on, I think it was Clubhouse, and I was talking about my son wanting to be connected into the business or whatever. And I'm just wanting to
Mm.
know the business and get all the gems I can to help him. And they was like,
Mm.
it's a guy at the radio station that is well known in Oklahoma City. And I was like, what?
Exactly.
Who is
Right.
that? Didn't even
Right.
know. Didn't even know.
Yeah.
So
But
it's good to talk
that's
to people.
it's good that you're reaching out
Yeah,
and people are giving you help for the right reasons, not because they
absolutely.
want something or they
Just
need something.
genuine help. Yeah. And I'm thankful for that. So
But we can't do this alone, and we need each other.
we
And the
do.
young folks got to realize that, don't beat yourself up
Yeah.
because you got different strengths than other people. We all got a piece of pie missing from our pie,
I think
you know.
so. I believe
So
it.
we need to go find those people who got that slice,
That's
or
it.
teach us how to,
That's
you
it.
know,
And the,
flatten it so it fills that space up, or whatever we got to do,
yeah,
for
and I
the
always say, he's only 18, and I see a lot of young ones trying to want to be a rapper, want to do this, want to do that, but you have to be willing to learn because these people, they know what they're talking about. Don't go in thinking you know everything because you're so
right.
far from knowing everything. No one
But
knows everything.
that's the ego of that age too.
Yeah,
Sometimes they care more about being a celebrity than they care about the craft itself.
right.
So if you want to survive in the craft, you need to reach out to those people who get you. They won't leave you if they got you for the right reason. You really got to make that choice. Do I want to be a gourmet chef with 10 tables in my restaurant and people propose marriage and they come and celebrate a retirement and they can't afford to come there every day, but they come when they need that special thing that I can make and create? Or do I want to have a whole bunch of, different fast food restaurants and chains, and here you go. I can sell a billion serve, but everybody knows that's not the best burger.
Right.
But I got a billion serve, and so
Yeah.
I can live like I did something. But if you're there for the art and if you're there for the craft, then that's what's important to you. Did you get your point across? Did you share your story? The people that get it, they love it and they will stay with you. And everybody's not supposed to get you. The challenge with being special is that only special people get you. There ain't a whole lot of them.
That's right. Oh my gosh, it's
So,
so right. It's so true. And so, wow, that's a lot and it's good. And I'm glad that we're able to have this conversation to share to the world. This is some free information for people to take and take it really serious. So I'm really interested in knowing what you have to say about the business aspect of this industry and the blatant truth about what your experiences were or what that can
of
be helpful
course.
to someone that's looking to get in the business.
Well, it depends on your purpose for being in the business, first off.
Mm.
If you're waiting for somebody to write you a check and give you an easy answer, that's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That's like opening the mini bar because it's right there.
Right.
You don't have to pay $50 for that bag of M&Ms,
Mm.
and that's not what you thought was going to happen. You want that easy, quick pleasure, but you're going to pay for it. So somebody who comes along and claims to have all the answers and they want to exactly tell you how to do your thing, that usually doesn't come true because they don't know you. They don't even do the homework to find out what's special about you. Well, he looks like he'll fit in this category. I know how to sell, as opposed to let me find the people that understands his category, or let's find the million people that love him instead of let's make him sound like the million people I know how to already reach.
Mm.
He's a replacement. He's a karaoke for somebody that always already in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a difficult thing for an independent artist.
Yeah.
You got to make that choice. Okay, let me do what they say so I can get this check. If that's your purpose, then you're not a connoisseur of this craft.
Right.
You're just changing faces with whatever was fashionable last year. The nature of fashion is it must change in order to be fashionable.
That's right.
So if you're trying to catch up with what fashion is, by the time you get there, it changed already.
Mm.
So you're always going to be chasing that fashion as opposed to being yourself and being a landmark for fashion when people are ready to understand you as they grow in their lives. Ooh, now I love this. When I was 15, I didn't love that. I was over here.
Yeah.
They grow into this place that you occupy, and you're there when they need you.
Right.
You know, and some of these artists, well, I was an all boys band and all the girls loved this. Why? Not because they loved the music, because all their friends and fans, and that was the fashionable thing to do. And then they grow up and like, are you still listening to that? Well, no, they didn't never sing like adults and give me some wisdom in the lyrics. They didn't change, and they like 32, and they still trying to appease that group. You know, we've outgrown that already. Mm-hmm. We all grow. We all grow. Right. So the business, first off, is you are your own CEO. You are your own business. If you haven't developed getting your point across, somebody else will come and just tell you what they need. And they're going to tell you what they want for them to be successful, because they're going to make money off of you if you do what they want. If that makes any sense.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
You know, as opposed to them, man, what you have is special. Let's figure out how to get in there and get that part. Let's get that part that I can't get nowhere else.
Right.
As soon as they try to conform you to a category that they know how to sell, as opposed to saying, you got a really interesting twist. Let's embrace your twist, because you're the only place I can get that twist.
Right.
Ain't nobody saying that. All the rap sounds like the kind of same, the beats are like the, wait a minute, didn't I just hear that? What's the difference? Wait, I'm confused here. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, that sounds like exactly what the last hit record was. But we shuffled it to hide a little bit, so you don't really know. None of that lasts long. I got friends who had hit records who can't go and do a gig without the dancers and the smoke, and they don't have the budget for the tour buses and everything else, because they didn't create the audience that follows them for life. You know, we all got that one artist that speaks to you. Oh, he was speaking to me. Y'all didn't get that? And your best friend, I don't get it. It didn't do nothing for me. I don't know why you like that so much. Yeah. Okay, it's not for everybody. That's you find those people that get you, make sure you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Get them close and keep them close. And listen to them. They are going to go out and tell other people how much they love you. And some of those people are going to go, yes, this guy, I never heard of. Thanks for telling me about him. And they slowly grow. It's old school ground. There is no quick, I was on Twitter and it boom, boom, boom. Okay, I was on, what is that? The TikTok, whatever, you know, and all of a sudden, ooh, I got 5 seconds of appreciation. Boop, they're gone.
Yeah.
You didn't get no check for that. You didn't get no lasting, lifelong friends that, like, I remember when I was watching the stars with my girlfriend and this plane landed and we were listening to this music, and it always brings such a smile to my heart, and I can't wait to get back home, because I live Stillwater for a reason. Now I remember, like, I got to go back to get that. It was a magic there that made me feel so comfortable, and I've been running away from it my whole life, trying to go to London and go to places that they lied to me about how amazing it was, and here I'm sitting in a beautiful place and I didn't take advantage of what I had. You know, so you come back home where it felt good, where you fell in love, where the food was like, I know what this is going to taste like. You know, where you're surrounded by loving people. That's a beautiful place to be, you know, but sometimes we think we got to, you know, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always work.
For you, do you say independent or try to out the gate get a label?
No, I'm independent. I've gone to labels before and it's like, wait a minute. You want half of everything I just created, and all you're going to do is reach the people I already got? What I need you to do that for?
Right.
You know, you didn't come to me when I needed you most and said, let me find a bunch of people and bring them to you because we love what you do. They come to me and said, well, we're going to get this producer because he's the one who got a Grammy and he puts these beats together and it's got to sound like this. That's like ridiculous to me. That's like saying, hey, Aretha Franklin, man, yeah, that was all good, but could you sing a bit more, give us a bit more Barbra Streisand? Are you out of your mind? What? Who would say that, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Who would say that? If you don't appreciate what I do, I'm not supposed to be with you.
That's right.
Now, if you come to me and say, "Oh, I love what you do. I've got to figure out. I just love it. I have an idea for you. Can we try this and see if it works?" And they don't come to you. You need to pay me a bunch of this so I can make you a star. I'm like, you don't even know me. How are you going to promise me something that you don't have control of?
Wow.
So I am an independent artist from the beginning of my career. Nobody else sounds like me, and that is a goal of mine. I'm fluent with my language. I say musically what I want to say. You ask me the question and I respond to you. That's independent. That means I say what I want to say. I don't say what I think you want to hear me say.
Mhm.
That's different.
So you can't have the excuse that I can have a little bit more success if I get with a label because they can do XYZ.
They don't do it.
You
You
believe,
know they don't do it. You know they don't do it. They
right?
ain't doing that for your benefit. They did it because they can make more money off of you. That's not helping you.
Yeah, because I've talked to, producers, and all the likes, and they're like, they'll sign you, but you'll be on the shelf until eternity. They'll
So
tell
the,
you these
so
things.
you don't compete against their other stuff. They put you over here. So like, well, we got two singers like that, but we bought them all up so we can only focus on the one we like. And
Right.
they take them on the shelf and lock them up. And you're like, y'all gonna release my record? You ever gonna let me do my magic? Oh no, no, no. No, it's not gonna. We're gonna put our money into this one because it's stuck on the wall better than yours didn't stick as well. But
But
that's because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And everybody else that tells you that there's some secret magic wand that you rub the side of it or the Buddha belly or whatever, you're gonna rub on it, and all of a sudden it's gonna, here you go. You got what you need. And I'm gonna go and pay a lot of money to the radio station so they play you. But you're gonna owe money forever because they're not playing you because they wanted to. They're playing you because they saw dollars. And somebody says, okay, well, what's your marketing strategy? Well, I have a relationship with all these people, but they got nothing to do with me. That doesn't mean they're going to love what I do. You're going to go there because they owe you a favor for somebody else. So they're not worried about me as an artist. They're worried about how they going to make their money.
But how is it when an artist signs with the label and they say, okay, I'm giving you this $500,000 check or advance, but I'm putting you on the shelf.
Right.
What happens to the $500,000? You're going to owe forever?
You owe forever. Not only that, but you don't even get all of it because they got to pay for the cost of what they spent on your record and the advertising that you never pay it back. It just keeps on, that car that he bought, that Bentley. Oh yeah, you're still paying for that too.
The reason I feel like it's crazy is because you see all the glitz and the glamour. But then when I start hearing stories from like yourself and other people that I've spoken with, I'm like, who would even want to be in the business? If it's this
Right.
grimy, why you even want to be in the business?
Because I told you, why are you in the business? That's the whole question.
Why
You're
are
in it to be a celebrity. Then go ahead to Walmart and do whatever you got to do and call it quality.
you?
But if you make your stuff by hand and you got lineage and ancestry and history and passed down recipes that nobody else can do that like you do it, then you got to here's my corner in the market. This is what I do best. I do this best. And I don't worry about the people that don't get me. That's on them. I
Right.
take care of the people that do get me and
Right.
make sure I keep them loved and interested and appreciative of what I do. That's what I have control of. I ain't got control of being taken and slapped around and shelved by some big company that thinks they've got all the answers. When I said, no, my audience loves me. The kids would tell me, when I was a kid, I used to sing, tell my feet, my mama, I didn't know it, da, da, da. And I heard you first time when you was on that song on Lion King, and you mean so much to me. And I'm like, really? They don't know nothing about, how I'm eating or driving, and that doesn't matter. I remember that I touched them. I was a part of their lives. So the rest of their lives, I meant something to somebody's life. That's huge. That's
So
stupid huge.
Vince, what do you say to individuals that don't have the financial stability
They don't need the financial stability.
But how do they, what do you suggest? What do you tell
You
them?
be great at what you do. You be the thing that they can't get anywhere else but you. Then you have value. If all you're doing is try to play some game and follow somebody else's dream, or because they're good at raising money, or they're good at talking this thing up, or they're good at decorating something that is not very good, but they can, you know, put the smoke and mirrors on it and you don't know. But the people that are truly your fan were touched and they understand and they trust it and they believe it, and they will keep coming back because they know that that's where it is. Now you have control of that.
Yeah.
They got control of what they do with it.
Yeah.
You know, I do this beautiful song and I loved it. Okay, great. Well, we ain't signing you, but we'll take your song and we'll go over there and get to this young, 15-year-old pretty girl that we got control of. And wait, how come y'all didn't sign me? I wrote the music and I did all the work. Oh, no, we're going to take all that and we're going to give it over here because we can control her.
Even though he wrote it as his song.
Yes.
I'm not going to let you do nothing with it. I'm going to take it from you and give it to her.
So it's a nasty business because they want to make some money. They don't care about the art. It's run by lawyers and accountants. They ain't artists saying, wow, did you hear that beautiful voice? Did you hear what that? Yeah, but have you seen her profile picture? Yeah. Oh, really? Damn. You know, we don't listen to the music no more. Oh. You know, it's you know what I'm talking about. It's a painful thing. Did you not listen? Did you not listen to the song? Did you not feel the connection? Yeah, but that's not what we sell. We don't sell the music. We're selling the dream. Okay, y'all go ahead and sell that. Let me do what I'm good at, that I got control of.
Right.
That's not going to promise I'm going to make millions of dollars on it. Right. But that's not why I do it. I do it because I love my craft. I got something to say, and I want to make sure I say it the best way that my process allows me to get my stuff out there. I'm naked on the stage, and that's who I am. That's what I got. Either you love it or you're not ready to love it.
Right.
You know, and that's okay. Come back when you're ready.
I like it.
But don't make me change to like that date you go on and you say everything you think she wants to hear. You know that the relationship ain't gonna last. She's gonna find out who you really are and what you really think, you know. Or you gonna find out that, oh, why did I order the strawberry shortcake? She didn't tell me she was allergic to strawberries. I could have saved us a lot of drama if she just told me the truth, you know. Like, you know that relationship is not gonna last, and you want that relationship with your audience to last because they trust you, they believe in it, and they know they have a relationship with you, and they come back to you. That's right. 20 years from now, no matter what the radio says, it don't matter. That's a relationship that's in the heart. You know, I don't remember how much I got paid on gigs. I remember the experience. I remember who I got to hang out with, who I met, the beautiful scenery, the languages, all the stuff that, like, man, I remember that. I don't remember exactly how much did I make. You know, I remember those relationships. I remember the people that came up and told me, I'm getting married because I went to a show and their song was so inspiring. He proposed to me, and I want you to know that that's going to be our wedding song. And you're like, oh, I was in your life. I was part of your life. I added to the beautiful things, or get you over when you were in college and your dad died, and then my song helped you get over that hump. I was there. I was necessary. No matter what the Grammy says, or no matter how many hits I got or how many views I got that disappear and is temporary. Yeah. Those are the things to me that matter as an artist. Wow. You know, and that's why it's my job to give that away. Somebody gave it to me. Yeah. So if I'm stingy and I don't give it to somebody else, then, you know. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming here at midnight your time to talk to Black Link Magazine and to share that information. What do you have going on today? Like, what's going on in music for you today?
I mean, tonight or in general today? I'm doing lots of things. I got a record I just released called Coins in the Sofa. You can only get it at Vinx.com. How easy is that, right? Because I have a thing called the Vinx Vault where I dig up songs and create them, and I serve my audience. Right. You're not in my audience, that's cool. Right. You'll get to it sooner or later. You know, and I don't worry about the people that don't get it. you
Yeah.
know, and I do my best to get the word out. Like I'm talking to you. So there's going to be a bunch of people go, who is this fool? What he don't want the, you know, the poolside fake party in the video with the chains and all that. Put some clothes on. Come on, you
Right.
know, come on. You know, I'm 63 years old. I ain't, come on.
Right.
Let me do what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
So,
it.
and that's called Coins on the Sofa because it's a record about everyone who visited my life and sat on my couch of experience, and some chains fell out, in between my cushions. And when I needed it most, when I think back, I go, yeah, he left me some change in there. Let me go scoop that up and put that in my pocket and collect those dues that he gave me that advice. And so this record is about all the influences and different kind of stuff that was thrown at me. And so it's diverse, all kind of things, because I do all kind of different musics, because every vacation I've ever been on, every trip, every conversation I've ever had with somebody going to end up a word or two in a song somewhere, because I draw from the experiences. That's my library of experiences I get to choose from.
Right.
So
Awesome.
it's a great record. And I went to the next step and said, you know what I'm going to do with this record? All these artists are worried about, I can't get discovered. Nobody wants to hear me. I have a live and die hard audience. So why don't I introduce them to some of these new beautiful artists that can't afford to pay for all the marketing money, and they can't afford to spend all that money on this fabulous record. All I need to do is at least introduce you to them. So I took the stems and all the stuff on my record that I can send it to new mixers, the Vinx, like the remix, but Vinx it.
Right.
And I give them my songs and say, I want you to play your sax solo on this song. And I take the one that's there off. So my dire straight audience can go, wow, okay, I haven't heard the version with the trumpet. Who's that? Let me go look him up. He sounded great, right? Yeah. And like, okay, now I'm going to do the duet with another singer like that you don't know, but now you get to hear her. So I share my audience with her instead of like, oh, this is mine, get away. Come on, I'm a grown ass man. If I can't share with my little niece and let you know who she is, or somebody I just met, even if it's on Clubhouse or something, I just met him, like, wait a minute, he sings amazing. The industry don't care about him. Let me do my job and give him a place to shine. Now you can go look him up. You can go look him up on your thing. For me, great. I just sell the same song again with a different twist. For me, it was great, whatever, So not only that, but all his fans that he has go, oh, you got to hear me. I got a chance to play with Stevie Wonder's on the record and Vinx. And there was another thing with Bradford Marcellus was playing horn, and I'm on that record. Oh my God, that's like a diploma. It's a doctorate. Frame it. Here it is. Oh, wow. They accepted you. They said, yes, you are talented, and we don't care what everybody else says. Right. You were in that conversation, and you had value. You were there. I heard it.
Brilliant strategy.
So my audience goes, wait a minute, let me look him up. Okay, I did my part. Yeah. Not only that, but he's just sold my record again to the same people. I shouldn't say that because that sounds rude. That just sounds so record company like, but it's facts. So that I should share. I think all artists should share. During the pandemic, I had a 2-drink minimum was what we called it, right? And every day at the same time at Vinx o'clock, I would do a show. So my audience who couldn't go to clubs, couldn't go to venues anymore, they were out of work. We weren't essential front line anymore. So they didn't know what to do. They didn't have jobs. They were struggling. So I said, let me give you an hour of distraction. I'll dig up old songs and sing them live or play them and talk about, this is the original version when it was a demo. It had never released or something like that. Yeah. And they would come on. So I gathered my existing audience and they started knowing each other. And it was like a community, and I was hoping that other artists, like, how come I don't hear every day Kanye West coming on and helping his fan base to get through this difficult time instead of y'all got to pay me, y'all got to pay me. You know, where were they when I needed them most? Where was these? They're too rich. They didn't have to worry about the pandemic.
Right.
They didn't need a job. They didn't have to go on tour. They already got what they needed. And these people spent their own money to buy their record. They made them a lot of money. How come they weren't there to go, hey, I'm sorry you can't be at my shows. I really, really love to give you what I have to give.
I like that.
You know, I ain't got no money, but I can give you, a moment to just for an hour go, oh man, my people, he was there. He was helping me get over this hump. How come more artists should have done that? But they couldn't because the record company was about the money. No, you can't do that. You got to get the license for this. You got to do that. But I own my own stuff.
Yeah.
So I got control of who I am and what I give to my audience.
Right. Yeah.
So I tell all young artists that want to have something to say, to be who they are, find those people who get you, appreciate them, nurture them. Don't throw them aside because you're worried about a bunch of people who don't care about you.
Right.
You take care of your audience, they become mentors for you and they'll spread the word for you.
I love it.
They'll tell everybody in your community that they know you got to hear this. He's coming to town. I'm going to set up a house concert. You come and play, and I'll get all my friends to come and witness you at my house. That's old school. That's what we used to do. Yeah. And it used to take a while for an artist to be famous and a celebrity. That's like 15 records in. He gets better and gets better, gets more. There's no more artist development. It's like throw it against the wall. That's it. Boom. We got the money. We're the shit. Well, you know what? You ain't played a live show in your life and you auto-tune and we don't even know if you can sing or not.
Right.
So it's just what you want to do. Are you going to chase the fame? Are you going to chase the celebrity? Or are you going to respect the craft that will feed you for a lifetime?
I love it. Vinx, you are very brilliant. I love everything that you're saying and it makes sense and I get it. Like I get it. So I hope that the viewers, especially those that are interested in the business, that they really get it and really just listen to this all the way through because you just dropped some gems and it makes sense. It makes sense. So thank you. I appreciate you being here. I could talk to you till doomsday. Just listening.
You can always call me.
Yeah.
You can always call me on a different topic, whatever you want.
I'm
here for you. I'm here for the right reason.
I appreciate you so much. And I thank you. And I can't wait to have you in the magazine. So, that'll be amazing too. Again, you guys, well, Vinx, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Just Google me, Vinx.
Google Vinx, y'all.
Vinx.com. Everything is there. Instagram, I'm there. Facebook, all that stuff. I'm still trying to figure out how to work my Palm Pilot, but I'm figuring it out now, or is it BlackBerry or whatever. They keep trying to change everything. I'm like, I can't keep up with all that. Just go to Vinx.com. I got
Vinx.com. Vinx.com. There you go. Well, we'll be visiting Vinx.com. That's easy. And it's VINX, not VY. It's V.
You got it. VINX.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, you guys. So we again want to thank Vinx for being here. Remember, we're going to get out of here for now. So remember to respect yourself, respect each other. Vinx, thank you. We're done.
All right, my pleasure, cowboy girl.
I'm actually a boomer sooner. OU.
Really? Yes. You went to Norman? I almost went to school there. That's funny.
I didn't go there, but my son went to football camp there every year.
Yeah,
so I'm
every year, of course he did.
Boomer sooner.
All right.
Yeah.
Love to you. Good luck. If you need anything, let me know. If you need to reach somebody that you don't know how to reach, let me know. I'm there for you for the right reasons. You take care of yourself.